0. So, a bit of an odd one today, guys. It is the first hot tent camp of the year. I honestly don't think I've ever had so much gear with me camping. This is a lot of work for one night's camp. So, today's camp is not going to be my usual hot tent. I've been very kindly sent out this mammoth of a tent by King Camp. It is a 5-meter bell tent. Honestly, I don't really know much about it. I had a look at the links when they sent me the tent, but other than that, it's all going to be completely fresh to me. So yeah, all I know is it's a bell tent, so it's canvas. And interestingly, I've never used a canvas tent before, so yeah, I don't really know what to expect entirely. What I do know is it is heavy. You're definitely not hiking into the mountains with this thing. It weighs 35 kilos, and yeah, it's not small by any means. I'm hoping it's not too complicated to put up. There's some instructions in the bag, so yeah, just get on with it, see how we do. Yeah, okay, this looks pretty easy actually. We can do this. Yes, this is the footprint. This is all the pegs. Those are some heavy duty pegs right there. Jeez. Holes. This is the actual tent. I don't know what these are. These look like golf tees. So there is rain on the forecast for the next like 6 hours. It's supposed to be raining right now. If it does rain, I don't have my external mic, so blah blah blah. The sound's gonna be terrible. But hopefully it doesn't rain and we'll be okay. Let's get this footprint down and see how big this tent actually is. There's no way. There's no way it's this big. Surely not. King Camp, respectfully, what have you sent me? What is this? Hey Sookie. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit intimidated by this. Okay. I imagine I'm trying to line it all up with the ground sheet. Definitely should have bought a hammer. Okay, this must be the center pole. Holy moly, this is the doorway. Hey, go off the bed, off the tent, go on. I just can't get over the size of it. I can almost walk into it without ducking. Almost. Alright, next we do the center pole, and then we peg it out, and honestly, this has been a really easy tent to set up. It was intimidating at first, but as soon as I got going with it, like, it's really easy, just intuitive. I don't know what I was worried about. Holy moly. It is a veritable palace. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Right, let's peg out the final points and then we can get the real show on the road. Wow. I'm actually lost for words. It was arduous, don't get me wrong, but it was so simple to set up. Like, there was no brain power required. It was just boom, just straight up. If you are going to put up a tent like this though, bring a mallet, do yourself a favour. It was not fun giving myself splinters, banging it in with a bit of wood. So one feature I noticed when I initially checked out the tent is the front doors actually unzip to a proper window. How glorious is that? Now, okay, I'm on farmland, but imagine we were somewhere beautiful. It was tipping it down with rain and you could just see the hills and the mountains out the window. Yeah, I love that. This tent has really interesting ventilation. So it has 3 holes at the top, but then all of these side panels unzip to just mesh as well. So I think we're going to get a couple of those open, let some air in here. Yeah, that is awesome. You got a little window seat, eh? Just don't burst through this one, okay? Right, let's get the stove set up. There we go, now she looks the part. What an awesome tent. We got everything set up just in time. It is proper raining now. So I got to bring an absolute piece of luxury with me today. It can never come on any camps that I do normally because it is way too big. When your tent already weighs more than your backpack normally weighs, then you might as well go all out, eh? Oh. Oh. This is the best chair ever. Oh, it's so good. I don't think I've ever camped in such absolute luxury. Alright, now for the cream of the crop, the bed. So you might be wondering, what bed have you bought? Your all-out super glamp camp. What bed have you possibly brought? What? Well, I think you'll be very interested to know. Okay, I'll ask for that. I actually bought my £10 airbed from my budget, £100 budget camp. Because it's super comfortable. Honestly, it's more comfortable than any of my large mats. It's covered in sand. Yeah, I kind of took it to the beach. Oh, sand in the tent. Doesn't that just make your blood boil? But yeah, it's a brilliant bed. It's too big for me to carry around normally, but absolutely very comfortable. And yeah, I don't know, I slept like a baby. Yeah, it was only £10, but sometimes the best things in life are cheap or free. It also makes a brilliant Lido if you're ever in the need for one. I'm going to go brush the sand off this thing. Even the foot pump is one of the best built-in foot pumps I've ever used. Really love this thing. Oh, my favourite sleeping bag. Oh yeah. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. Oh, I could go to sleep right now, to be honest. Oh. Oh, alright, I can't sleep. We've got some cooking to do. Oh. It's still a little bit frozen in places, so I'm probably going to chuck it under the stove for a little while just to get it thawed out. But today we are making a rabbit stew. I've never cooked rabbit before. I've eaten rabbit a couple of times, never cooked it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I've got a recipe, I've got all the bits and bobs. Wing it, we'll give it a go, see how it turns out. So yeah, I'm quite excited. Apparently it's quite gamey, very lean. Everybody says it tastes like chicken. What a surprise. I guess everything tastes like chicken in the meat world. Some olive oil in there. It seems for some reason they've left the offal in the rabbit, and I definitely don't want offal, so I'm just going to pick that out quick. There's its heart there. You can tell it's farmed rabbit because it's got quite a lot of fat on it. You don't normally see rabbits with fat in the wild. In fact, rabbits are so lean that if you ate nothing but rabbits, you'd undergo something called rabbit starvation, where your body can't get the essential fats and amino acids it needs, so you end up dying. Something our ancestors definitely would have struggled with once upon a time. I'm just salting the rabbit, and then we're going to chuck it in to brown off and add some liquids. That needs to be left cooking for at least an hour and a half now, and then I'm going to pull it off the heat, debone it, and then add all the other ingredients and stew it until everything else is cooked. Normally I wouldn't do that. Normally I'd just pick the bones out when I'm done, but from what I'm told, rabbit bones are very, very brittle and small, so even just stirring the stew too hard could break them down into very small, sharp pieces, and that doesn't sound pleasant. So yeah, I'm gonna try and debone and then put it back in, and by the end of it we should have a banging stew, in theory. I imagine a few of you are wondering how comes I'm camping in a random farmer's field and was able to drive right up to it. And it's pretty interesting actually. So as you guys are aware, I like to camp wild, you know. I like to go where there's nobody around. I like to go places where there's no rules. I can kind of just do what I want and slide under the radar. But because I wanted to use this tent, and don't get me wrong, I didn't know the tent was this big, but I knew it was big, I had to find somewhere where I was allowed to camp. So in the UK, as you're not allowed to camp in a lot of places, it's illegal in the whole of England to just wild camp. You're stuck between either going to a campsite, setting up illegally, which is what I normally do. Now there is a third option, and I've never heard of anything like this until 2 weeks ago, but there's this website called Wild Camp. It's basically a company that's got in touch with loads of different landowners, and what they do is essentially you pay a membership, which is £25 a year, pennies, and then it gives you access to all of these different people's land, and you agree a set price. I paid 20 quid for this, and you pull up, you get the instructions, and you camp on the land. And the thing that I really like about it is there's not really any facilities or amenities, maybe in some of them, but not the ones I looked at. But you're alone. They never double book, so you're always, whatever the space is, you're always completely alone there. And this is the first time I've ever tried it, but it's been a very positive experience. The farmer whose land I'm on was absolutely lovely. She came on a quad bike, got me from the gate, brought me in, and she said I can go up and see all the animals if I want. I went and saw her calves and her horses, and it's just really pleasant. I don't know. It feels like it normally does, but there's no risk of getting told to leave. There's no disputes about you being allowed to be there, you know, and it's super convenient too. Like being able to drive right up to this field and just plonk all my stuff down and camp is lovely. It's something I've only experienced one other time at a campsite, you know. Other than that, I've got to walk with my stuff, and I could not have walked with all of this. I just couldn't have done it. Maybe in several trips. So yeah, if you guys are interested in camping and, you know, wild camping maybe makes you feel a bit nervous or anything like that, go check it out, Wild Camp UK. I'm not sponsored or anything, although reach out guys. I'll happily promote this because I think it's a really good initiative. I was looking at some of the land they have, and some of them are incredible. The reason I'm here is just because it's very close to home. I just needed a big open field. But there are some awesome ones. Devon, up in Scotland, everything in between, next to lakes, next to mountains, next to rivers. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I'll probably use a few more in future. I'm quite blown away by the service, to be honest. Because who wants to camp at a campsite, really? You know, I don't want people all around me watching me, what I do and everything, you know? I don't want to have to worry like that. Like, I want somewhere where I can just be alone. I'm a big fan, so far. I mean, first ever camp using it. But yeah, big fan. Anyway, I've got about an hour and 20 minutes before I'm ready for the next stage of my food. I'm thinking I might have a little nap, because I woke up at about 5:30 this morning. So yeah, I'm going to have a little nap, why not? I'm going to set an alarm on my phone for the food. Yeah. Oh. Alright, I'll see you soon. Good morning. I only got about half an hour sleep, I think. But, yeah, I don't know, I just kind of had a bit of a freak out. I could smell rabbit cooking, and yeah, just, don't know, just wide awake. I tell you what, I'm super impressed with this tent. Like, it's huge, but when I had everything shut, it warmed up very, very quickly. This kind of like canvas material really locks in the heat. And then all of these windows and everything really lets me control the temperature. I've got 3 vents open right now, 2 on that side and 1 on this side. And it's just wonderful. Like, the breeze is blowing from this way, so I've opened this vent. And then I've opened these ones so it has kind of an exit and it doesn't flap the tent around too much. It really gives you control over your airflow. My other hot tent is just like, I mean, it gives you control, but you have to go out, you have to repeg, you know, you have to lift the snow skirt and stuff. This, you just choose which windows you open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 window vents. 6. Not to mention the massive, like, 2 by 2 meter door that you can just open if you want to. Yeah, I'm super impressed. I don't know how much the tent sells for. I think you can get it for about like £1,000, something like that, which is a lot for a tent. Don't get me wrong, it is a lot. But assuming this tent lasts a long time, it's a bit of an investment. I'm very impressed with the quality and everything. I just personally, I think £1,000 is a lot of money to spend on a tent. Speaking of which, they actually have asked if I can provide like a code for you guys. I can't remember what they said. I think they're offering like a 30% discount or something like that. So if you are looking for an absolute palace of a tent, I mean, no exaggeration, you can sleep probably 8 people in here if you wanted to. More if you wanted to be tight. And yeah, if you're in the realm for like a big tent like that, then I'll leave a link in the description, feel free. Alright, let's let this cool and let's prep the rest of the ingredients. Okay, we're going to attempt to put this broth into this bowl so that we can saute our onions and garlic and stuff. Okay, we spilt a little bit. An acceptable amount, I dare say. We could dump in a nice chunk of lard. There is a farmer in my field. I actually sent her a text saying that I don't think I have enough wood for the night, and if she brings me some, I'll drop her some money tomorrow. I think she's actually turned up in a full-blown digger to bring me some wood. Oh, it's so good. You're an absolute diamond, lovely. What do you think? Do you like my turn?
Sorry?
Do you like my setup?
Yeah, great. I'll leave you to it.
Oh, thank you so much.
No
Thanks for the
problem.
entertainment too. Come on, girl. Here you go. That was so good. Oh, what a wonderful woman. Well, she's just dumped me a load more wood, so I don't have any worries anymore. She said it's not very well seasoned, so we'll have to see how it does. Yeah, she said like she hasn't had that many people come by really, because not that many people know about the site. Hopefully that's going to change though. I really hope so. It just needs more exposure. Imagine that. I sent her a text. She didn't even reply. She just turned up with a JCB full of wood. Great. Anyway, let's get back to cooking before we burn everything, shall we? Some tomatoes in there. Alright, let's try and debone this rabbit. The dog doesn't look very interested in that carrot anymore. All of a sudden. I can see why they say it's similar to chicken. It looks exactly like chicken. Super lean. And super meaty too. There's a lot on this. I'm sorry, what? Look how much meat came off of that. That's not even a whole rabbit. That's half a rabbit. Half a rabbit. Tell me again why we don't eat these? Like, this is absolutely insane. I'm rethinking my whole life right now. Not only do rabbits have a very fast turnaround, they breed very regularly, they mature very quickly, and look at how much meat. Like, I would have thought you don't get much meat off a rabbit. I'm absolutely dumbfounded. Right, I think we need to chuck this meat in the pot and close these vents because it's getting very windy and cold. Oops. Get our stock back in there. Some white wine. I've got this little bundle of herbs. It's just rosemary, thyme, sage, and I added some oregano as well. A few bay leaves, black pepper, a little bit of allspice. Definitely don't want to overdo this. A little bit of dried oregano, just a little bit, and a little bit of cinnamon. And we're just going to finish it off with a bit of tomato puree. And a can of my favourite stock. This stuff, if you see it in the supermarket, grab it, it's incredible. this herb bundle out. Trying a new cider today, some Angioletti Italiano. It's actually really nice. It's kind of odd. I've never drank a cider like it. It's quite dry, but also quite sweet. But it almost tastes a little bit like Prosecco in a way. Really, really odd. Yeah, I just got my external mic working, so my audio should be 10 times better now. Yeah, I'm just reducing the stew down a bit, and it's eating time. I'm very ready. It's about 8 o'clock now. Been cooking this stew for a total of about 4.5 hours. A little bit less, maybe. Gotta get some of that broth. Look at that beautiful stew. Ugh. That is so good. Wow. I was a little bit reluctant to put cinnamon in it, but it really brings the whole dish together. Cinnamon just scares me because it's so easy to overdo it, you know. It's a scary spice to be putting in savoury food. But yeah, this is just delicious. Like the tomato, a little bit tart. The wine, honestly, you can't really taste the wine very much, but it is just beautiful. It is a warming stew. I hate to say it, this might be the top stew I've ever made. It's just, the rabbit meat is so, like, people say it's like chicken. I get that. I get why you say it's like chicken, but it's not. It's more flavourful than chicken. It's richer. It's much richer. You know when you eat something and it's hard to talk after because your mouth continues like watering after you've swallowed it? Well, I actually outdid myself. I'm going to post the recipe for what I just cooked in the description of this video. If you've never tried rabbit before, go out, go to your local farm shop, buy a rabbit and cook this recipe. You will not regret it. I promise you, you will not regret it. Come on, in you go. Come on in, go, go, go. Good girl. It is so warm in here. It's crazy. It's chillingly cold out there and just so warm. Too hot in here, actually. Gonna have to open a vent. Well, my friends, I am very ready for sleep. I'm so content right now. Super content. It's just absolutely lovely. Good night, my friends. Thanks for keeping me company. Oh, morning. guys. Oh, it's not good. Hi there. I don't have any arms free. Hi. Did you sleep okay? Yeah, I slept really good. I woke up once. I relit the fire because it was really cold in here. But it didn't do much for me. I ended up waking up again, the fire was out again. This wood just burns too fast, need a nice hard wood or some night briquettes or something. But yeah, lesson learned. I should have put my hat on and my thermals and stuff. It's starting to rain. What a glorious sound. Like a girl. Oh, done, you got me. Oh, come on. Come on, sweetness. Work smart, not hard, guys. Oh, it's my favourite part of putting the tent away. Oh, such a cold night broke way to such a beautiful day. It's actually almost a bit too hot. But yeah, the tent, I mean, no complaints. The only thing I would change about that tent, if I could, is that footprint. It's horrible, it's really cheap and nasty. Which, when everything else is such high quality, just kind of feels a bit like, why? Why not spend a little bit more money and give a good footprint, you know? But other than that, what a tent. I felt like royalty, honestly. Obviously the weight means it's not something I'm going to use regularly, but for going away, a family trip, or you're doing a campsite, you don't want to spend loads of money on a hotel, it's a good investment. Pricey, you know, especially with the stove as well. My stove cost about 500 quid, so in total it's a lot of money, but it's an investment, you know. It's a very well made tent, not a stitch out of place. I don't have any complaints other than that footprint thing. Anyway, if you want to get one of these, I'll put a link in the description with a discount code and you can go there and pick one up. It's a fabulous tent. It's a bit of work putting it up. It's not complicated, but it is a bit of work. So make sure there's a few of you, or you're fit and able, unlike me. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm waiting for Emily to come pick me up. She's about 10 minutes away, and I'm going to get home and have a shower. I do love a hot tent, but they sure are sweaty. It's a pleasure as always, guys. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's different. It's not something I'd usually do, but yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice to have permission for once. I really must admit it has been nice. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.